All right, first day of Jaguars training camp officially in the books. I've got Justin Barney hanging out with me. Justin, we got to watch this whole thing. A lot of really good work out there, and I think day one, there's no red flags at least to wave, right? Everybody's healthy so far?
Perfect, healthy. Cooler day for Florida, short practice, and it's first day camp. It's exciting, man, and new regime. I think you feel it in talking to players afterwards and seeing the fans stroll through the gate. So I think it's a great first day at camp.
So Liam Cohen talked after practice, and I got a chance to catch up with DeJuan Smoot, and they both talked about the energy on the first day. Smoot said that he really likes the energy. It's a little bit of a breath of fresh air, different, while Liam Cohen, on the other hand, said he also has to balance, getting the guys after it while also making sure that they're going to be ready and playing their best come week one.
Absolutely. It's definitely, especially in training camp, it's probably one of the more delicate things you think about as a head coach, where it's like you are continuing to try to push, and you want to push those limits of toughness and be able to make sure that we're getting mentally and physically tough every single day, while also balancing, man, like, you never want anybody to get hurt. You never want to. So it's like, all right, rep count, time on the grass, recovery time, transition times. Like, it's absolutely a balance. You want these guys to come out cranked up, ready to go each and every day. But it's definitely a balance that's I'm still learning.
I mean, it's football at the end of the day, but the energy is definitely different. First day, usually people are kind of like pacing it out a little bit. No, we was firing off today. We was going today, and you feel the intensity, you feel the momentum, and how excited everybody is. So I'm definitely excited for this year.
Look, I really like what Smoot had to say. We needed change. The Jaguars needed change, and he says he knows this team and the history and the locker room and the coaching changes as well as just about anybody around.
Yeah,
because he's seen a lot of them.
He's been here. Players, even talking to them in the locker room last year after they announced Peterson was being fired, echoed that they needed change. They needed some new blood. They needed possibly a younger coach who understood today's players a little bit better. And I think they've got that in Liam Cohen. Talked about it on our podcast earlier, Liam Cohen going over and just making it be known that Trevor Lawrence it was an incomplete pass. And he went over and made sure Trevor Lawrence knew that even though it was incomplete, Trevor was, slapping his hands, being a little disappointed that it was a perfect play, perfect execution. The pass just wasn't reeled in. So that's exciting to see that kind of energy. I think that only benefits players like Trevor and even a veteran like DeJuan.
All right, so we've been out here, and I'm trying to take your questions over on Twitter and get to them and do a better job of answering the questions you guys have. So I asked for questions, we got them. How about, let's go to the first one. This one's from Elia Jamio. What happened to Mason? That one's easy. Liam Cohen said it was a muscle tweak. That is a big loss for the Jaguars, though. I think Mason was going to play a big role. We talked about him through the offseason, talked to him during the offseason, talked about getting stronger. So that does leave a big gap in their defensive tackle rotation.
Yeah, and he was a guy who was ascending last year. And the big thing with Mason on that PUP list, it's the active PUP list. So he's not down the inactive football injury list. He's still he can actively participate in anything but practice. So it's good to hear from Liam today that, hey, this is not an injury that is going to keep him out for a significant amount of time. So that's good.
All right, so that literally leads into our next question. This one's from Summy_2. Jags plans at defensive tackle. I think this just opens the door for some of those other guys to really cement themselves. A guy like Tyler Lacey got a lot of reps today. I think he's going to get a hard look.
Jordan Jefferson, another guy last year drafted along with Mason Smith. Those guys were teammates at OSU, so it could be a situation for him to sneak in some playing time. I don't think Mason's going to be out for an extended period of time. He'd have been on the inactive PUP list. Yes, it stunts Mason's growth for a little bit. Hopefully it's not too long. But again, it opens the door for other guys. I mean, this is a production-based business. You're not going to feel bad for anybody missing reps. You got to get that next man up mentality.
All right, if you want more Jaguars coverage, you can check out the new episode of the News for Jags podcast. That's up over on newsforjags.com. You'll also be able to track down some of the rest of our training camp coverage while you're there. And you can give us a follow over on Instagram. Just look for Sports for Jags. There's a lot more content that you can track down there. That'll do it for sports.